What's up, YouTube family? This is Jeff coming back at you again. I am in a mechanical room at one of my contracts, and I am looking at a frequency drive for the compressor. Turning it on gave me an error message, made a weird noise, like it was locked up, and tried it automatically reset. The frequency drive automatically reset. So went on, kept trying it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shoot a quick video on troubleshooting that compressor, because this unit has two drives. So I'm going to switch the wiring for the compressors and see if that compressor is bad, if I get the same thing when I hook it up to that drive or something else, and go from there. But I figured I'd have you tag along with me, so stay tuned. Okay, so this is the frequency drive that I'm going to be troubleshooting. This frequency drive right here goes to this compressor right here. All right, so that's not a drive compressor, frequency drive compressor, it's just your regular compressor. But there's another compressor in this compartment right here that this drive goes to. So what I'm going to do, I've already disconnected this compressor in here that goes to this drive right here. I disconnected it, as you can see already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the wires over. I'm hoping they reach. Oh, I'm really hoping they reach. I don't want to have to redo the wire, but I'm going to try to see if it's going to reach over here, and if so, then I'm going to try to start it up utilizing this drive to make sure that it's not an issue with the drive, but make sure it's actually an issue with the compressor, as I'm pretty sure it is. So let's get started. All right, so I've already disconnected on this side, so I'm going to disconnect here. Let's see if this ground wire is going to reach. I'm going to get a thermostat screwdriver. Now you say, how do you know? All I'm doing, I don't want to disconnect the actual drive. I just want to disconnect the wiring that's running to the compressor. All right, so what I'm going to do, I think I took a picture of this earlier, so I don't have to memorize this. Let's see here. Yep, I did. All right, so I'm going to loosen up all the wires, and let's see if it's going to reach if I pull it out of the hole right there, of that knockout. All right, now I'll pull you out of here, and let's see if it'll reach now. Whoo! Pretty close, huh? Barely, but it will reach. Yes, yes, yes. No modify. I don't have to go get any additional wire out the truck and hook it up and all that good stuff. So that saved me some time. All right. Where's the thermostat screwdriver? Here we go. Screw you on. And right now, guys, of course, I have the power to disconnect turned off, because you don't want to be messing with electrical like this without disconnecting power. You know, that's really unwise. And then what you want to make sure, guys, one thing you want to make sure when you're putting this wire in here, you see this plate back here, you want to make sure there's no wires touching that plate. All right, so I have switched these around. Now these wires, as you can see, that I pulled out, I was gonna put wire nuts on them, but I just put tape around them because I didn't want to have to flatten them back out to get them back in. Just extra, so I used tape. But anyway, electrical tape. So let's go from here, and I'm gonna turn it back on. All right. Now, when the fan starts up in here, guys, a lot of air is going to be blowing through here. All right, so right now it's in safe stop mode. So it's stopped safely. I'm going to close this door once the fans inside start turning, because it produces a lot of air. Get a screwdriver ready. And see, look here right now, the unit's in stop mode too. So I applied power back. Now I actually have to, let me see, oh, I gotta re-enable the compressors too. So let's go out here and enable compressor. No, actually I don't want to do that. I want to leave compressor 1 enabled because I'm testing it. And I disabled 2 of these compressors because I don't want them to start. I wanted to only start this one, and I'm having issues with the 3rd compressor, so I left it on too. But let's turn the system back on. See, it's in off status. All right, I turned it on, heard the click. And you can already see the fans. If you can see the fans turning. Yep. So it's starting, the fans come on first. That's the sequence of operations. First, the fans is gonna come on. Once the fans ramp up, then it'll bring the compressor. So I'm just standing here just to show you, if I do not close this door, how the wind, this unit's under positive pressure. So the air is gonna build up inside and then it'll just be blowing out. And what you don't wanna do, well, another reason you wanna leave this door open is because if this door is open and left open, it's gonna keep ramping up speed. See, look at that. Look at that. The air is going through already. So I'm gonna hold it right here so you can get a good feel of what's going on. But stuff is starting to blow around here, as you can see. Oh, that door is open too. Let me close that one. Let me temporarily do this. That's right. I forgot about that door. I gotta put this door back on because air is blowing through here. Units under positive pressure. Let me hurry up and get some screws in here. All right. Now back to the door here. What I was telling you guys about. See? Starting to build up. See that? Right. See that, right? See the wind I'm talking about? And it's going to keep ramping up. And what'll happen, you don't want to leave this open all day long like this because the static pressures will keep building up. It'll keep trying to keep up with the static pressure. And then it'll eventually blow the duct off. It won't trip because it's thinking that it needs more pressure because this door is wide open. But let's see here. It's hooked to this drive instead of this drive right now. So we're gonna see if it starts like it should. I'm gonna close this door. So let's look and see if the compressor's on yet. Make sure it's enabled. Compressor 1 is enabled. All right. And right now, it's calling as far as 100% cooling. That's the demand. Right now it's saying compressor 1 is saying all compressors are off. So it should be coming on in a minute, and I'm gonna listen. I wish I could open it up if it wasn't under pressure like this, so you can hear it and hear the sound that it tries to make when it starts up. And it shouldn't be loud, but with this frequency drive compressor, it ramps up the speed. It doesn't just do a hard startup like a regular compressor. A regular compressor just boom and comes on. This one builds up and ramps up to the speed that it needs to. Now I'm gonna go and make sure it's not disabled in the technician menu. Nope, it's in auto mode. This is compressor 1, compressor 1, 2, and 3, 4, all in auto. All right, let's make sure it didn't go back in alarm and I didn't hear it. Okay, so I actually need to tell compressor 2. Since it's hooked up to frequency drive 2, I need to tell compressor 2 to come on. All right, compressor 1 is not gonna come on. I don't have anything hooked to it. All right, so let's go and enable compressor 2. This is actually, these gauges are hooked to compressor 1. So I just enabled compressor 2 because I have compressor 1 running to the frequency drive for compressor 2. So let's see if it's gonna come on. Okay, so I heard it. I heard a little clink like it tried to start, but it didn't. So let's go look and see what the drive says. Let me stop it so it can get some of this noise out. But look like the issue is with the compressor itself. There we go. All right, so the issue is the compressor. The drive is fine. There's not a problem with the drive. This drive was doing the same thing that this drive is doing now. Going into an alarm, going into an overcurrent alarm, and that's what it's doing right now, overcurrent A13. That's the same thing that this one was doing when it was hooked to that compressor. So the compressor is locked. It's trying to start but locking up. So, and then it's overcurrent because it's overamping because it's trying to go and increase the amperage on it and locks up. So compressor's bad. So it looks like I'm gonna be doing a compressor change out after all the other things that I did with this unit. Leak checking it, fixing the leak, pulling the vacuum, whole nine, getting it all ready, putting refrigerant in it, and boop, there you go. Problem. So it is what it is, but that's a way that you can check your drive, guys, and make sure that the drive is okay, or it's the drive or the compressor. All I did, again, as a recap, was I took the leads that ran from the compressor, and before I put my hand in there, let's kill the power. So all I did, and it's still live right until this go off, there's still current, there's still voltage flowing through there, guys, because and it's more than likely DC, because with these volts they switch from AC to DC with these drives and different things. So but there you go. See, now it's all good. But all I did, again, as a recap, was I took the wires that's running from the compressor. This one was hooked up to this one, and I unscrewed it from this terminal block. I took out the compressor wires that's running to compressor for compressor 3 here, and I mean compressor 2, and then I hooked up the wires for compressor 1 to the drive to frequency drive 2, and then I enabled the I had to turn on compressor 2 because the unit thinks that this drive is for compressor 2. So if it's going to control the compressor, I hook compressor 1 up to the drive for 2. So I had to tell the unit, hey, bring on compressor 2. So, and it's thinking that it's bringing on compressor 2, even though this is the wires for compressor 1. So, but that's in a nutshell it. I want to thank YouTube for taking the time to view the video. Hit that like and subscribe button, and more videos to come. Have a blessed day.